No matter how smart you are, no matter how educated you are, we all have this tendency to believe that we are specialists in all areas of life. Would you like to know how to overcome it? If yes, stay tuned. Hi, this is Sebastian Antonovich, and on my 5-Minute Psychology channel, I talk about mental development, health, and psychology. Today I would like to tell you about the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is a situation that happens to literally all of us, to some people more often than to others. And according to these two psychologists, Dunning and Kruger, if we are an expert in a certain area of life, we automatically believe that we are specialists in other areas as well. For example, let's say that I am a medicine doctor, so I know a lot about human body, right? So if I know a lot of human body, perhaps I'm also a good veterinarian. I've studied 13 years at university. It must mean that I'm good at investing money as well, right? So this is how it works. As you can see, it's very dangerous. People who fall into this Dunning-Kruger effect, they make really bad life decisions, choosing the wrong job, choosing the wrong person to be their president, and maybe many other things like investing your own money. Is there anything we can do to overcome it? Of course there is. Listen up. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to my channel, always to be the first one to know about all the interesting topics related to psychology. Number 1, challenge your own claims and not someone else's. It's relatively easier to find some mistakes in someone else's way of thinking, but it's much more difficult to find mistakes in your own. But this is actually something which can help you not fall into the Dunning-Kruger effect. So every time when you think you are sure about something, think again, look more critically at your approach. Search for some blanks in your way of thinking. This way you can save yourself from making really stupid mistakes. Number 2, do not overestimate your common sense. Common sense is something that is not very common. We all believe we have that, but it's unfortunately not very often true. Our mind has this tendency to simplify things, so we are more eager to believe in simple solutions to difficult problems. This is one of the reasons why there is so much populism in the politics. It's so easy to believe that in order to make our country great again, it's enough to raise a high wall to protect us from our neighbor. It's so much easier than getting into details of so many difficult economic reforms, isn't it? Number 3, take criticism seriously and be very careful, because very often many people have this tendency to say, oh, this person who has just criticized me, they just don't like me, or they don't know what they are saying, or they are just jealous of me, or they are not being honest, or any other excuses that come to your mind. Every time when you receive criticism, think about it, analyze it, search for some actual truth there. Even if at the beginning you feel this is all a big lie, try to find some little grains of truth and think if there are some things you could apply in your life to make yourself better. Number 4, question long-standing opinions about yourself. Perhaps your parents told you that you are a good speaker. Perhaps you are. Or perhaps not such a good speaker as you thought at the very beginning. Perhaps you think you are good at grammar or foreign languages. Analyze this whole situation and make sure that all this information that you have is the full picture. Perhaps you should ask someone else, someone who doesn't like you, to share their opinion with you. How about that, huh? Have you already done it? Have you ever done it? It's not so easy, is it? Do you believe you are a good driver, or at the very least better than average? Did you know that almost all drivers think the same about themselves? Now, they can't all be right, can they? The Dunning-Kruger effect tells us that you should be particularly careful about things you are sure you know about yourself. There is a very big chance that some of them are not true. Number 5, stop and investigate your own decisions. Before you make any decision, take some time whenever it's possible. According to the Dunning-Kruger effect, it's much easier to make bad decisions under the influence of emotions when we are in a hurry. Tough decision to be taken? Okay, give yourself some time. Answer the question tomorrow. Do you think you don't have to go to your GP to show them your suspicious mole? Okay, think about it a little bit longer and answer this question the next day. If this topic is interesting to you, why not to see another video on how to recognize the Dunning-Kruger effect in other people? But first, let me know in the comments what brought you here to search for this information. And I'll see you next time.